Afternoon guys, hope you're well, same process as ever. No embargo, obviously, with it being UEFA, we'll take a show of hands and we'll come around the room to as many of you as we can. Start with Ben, please.
Good afternoon, Pep. Could you give us an update on the fitness of your players, first of all, please?
I will train this afternoon. Sorry.
Is Erling Haaland back in full training? Not back in full training?
For tomorrow is not available.
Okay. Julian Alvarez started at the weekend. You've now worked with him for a number of months. What does he need to improve? Where can he get better to the point where he can challenge Erling for a place in the starting lineup when they're both fully fit?
Of course he can improve, like everyone, like all of us. But we are the light, and the way he settled as a person has always been respect and love for everyone. So humble. Incredible work ethic, and question of minutes and timing and be himself, and tomorrow has another opportunity.
You were in a similar situation this time last year when you took on RB Leipzig in that game, and Kyle Walker got sent off. I know there were a couple of injury concerns as well. Is that the danger going into this match? You've done the hard work in the group, you're through, you're group winners, but obviously things out of your control can happen on the pitch.
Definitely. We have to what happened with Kyle last season, definitely. So we are ready first. Of course, we want to win the game. It's a moment to continue to practice things, to the players see themselves how good they are, and of course for the prestigious, for many reasons we have to do it and avoid what happened last season, because in March, I think so, last 16, as much players we can use it will be better.
Hi Pep, just on a different topic, the PFA issued a statement last night saying that they want temporary concussion substitutes because they're concerned about players taking bangs to the head and not going off. The Premier League want to get involved in that as well. From a manager's position, what would you prefer? Because I realise in the intensity of a game, you may be wary of taking a player off if it doesn't suit your team, even though he may not be clear after a bang on the head.
A concussion is concussion. When something has been kicked in the head, be careful. A knee, ankles, hips, okay, but head is head. And if the people or the doctors, or when you see the player there and said, I'm a little bit, it's better not take risk. I support completely to go out. So it's too dangerous.
Would you think, from a manager's perspective, it was better to have them off the pitch and that would be it? Or do you think that clubs, doctors should be allowed a short period of time, a temporary period of 5 or 10 minutes to assess?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know what is the best. But what I heard in the recent past, what happened in the head, all the doctors say, even then they wouldn't take the responsibility to say, okay, go out, and after come back, and after happen that someone doesn't want. And from my point of view, when I was my early year as a manager in Barcelona second team, we played in 4th division. The pitches was not with the grass, no grass. It was difficult. There was a lot of contact in there. Everyone, it was something in concussion in the head, should retire. And after how we react being off the pitch and the next minutes or whatever, so I don't know. But I think as much prudent you are in this kind of situation, I think it's better.
Hi Pep, can we expect to see a few changes tomorrow night? It's obviously not a huge amount riding on the play.
I have to see the training session, see how the players, but of course it's 4 days, the recovery is different than 3. Like per se, we play Brighton on Saturday and Tuesday in Germany with travel. He is 4 days, we don't travel, so it's completely different. I want to take a look, but of course the players didn't play regularly is going to play, for sure.
So the likes of someone like Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, could this potentially afford you the opportunity to see?
Potential play, but let me see the training session today and tomorrow you will see it.
Questions, guys? Go on now, you go first.
Hi Pep, you said on Saturday that Erling had ligament damage and that he was feeling better. Have you had any evolution, any news on his situation and his injury?
Feels better.
Still feels better?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Comparing Saturday and Sunday, even Monday, every day feels better, but still is not 100%. We don't want to take a risk. It's no sense. Hopefully we can have him against Fulham.
So he doesn't train with the team at the moment?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, another injury one, Pep. Kalvin Phillips, has he got any chance of playing before the World Cup for City, do you think?
I don't know. He's doing already partial training session with the team. So not, I would say contact, not yet. But we'll see. We'll see how is his evolution and, of course, the needs. I know how important is the World Cup, but I'm not going to use a player like I feel is not ready, physicality or in the rhythm or whatever. It depends on the results. And my feeling right now, and all the games will be tight. At the end of the season, many thoughts in the World Cup, many things involved, tired for a lot of just incredible amount of games in the short space of time. So I don't think against Fulham will be just for the quality for the opponent. And even Brentford will be games like in the first half already done. This is not going to happen. Will be tight. Will be quite similar games like Leicester, and that's why we're going to evaluate how is every player in the best condition to play.
And Kyle as well, is he likely to play before? Kyle Walker. Yeah.
No, Kyle is a little bit. Is impressed how quick his recovery, but it's still a bit late comparing Kalvin.
Is Cole Palmer available tomorrow? Because he is available.
He trained after the game, and he trained really well. So
how big an opportunity is it for him if he does play tomorrow? Because obviously
he doesn't have to show me anything special. So if he plays, because as I said before, I don't know not yet. I had to speak with the staff and the doctors and see the training session. After the training session, I will decide which players start. But he has to be himself. So if he's here, it's because he has all the attributes to play with us. So that's why it's not. Of course, every game we want the players perform at his best. That's definitely it is. But not because he has to prove something special to me for tomorrow for the opportunity. He had few, we'll have in the future, and in his Champions League game, good scenario against, now it's maybe not good moment in the table in Spain, but the prestigious in Europe, Sevilla is there. I would love to have his trophy cabin that he has in Europe. So they have in Europe. So we'll see.
Pep, are you planning to go to the World Cup, or are you staying here to work with the players you've still got available?
No. Home with a red wine is the best way to watch the games.
And will you be planning some games during the World Cup for City with the players you have?
Sorry?
Will you be planning to have some games with any opponents during the World Cup with the players you have still left here?
Well, we'll have 1 or 2 days off, and after we'll reintroduce here, maybe in Abu Dhabi, and they will train, maybe organize a friendly game, for the rhythm, maybe. It's not definitive, but we're going to train too and come back on 28th of January. Oh, sorry, he's in Germany, January. 28th in England, and I will be ready as much as possible.
Hi, Pep. You said we might see some changes tomorrow. How important could those players who don't play regularly be when you come back after the World Cup break? Because obviously the players at the World Cup will need a break. So how important is it to give game time to...
Yeah, it's important, but if not for that game, when we come back, it's 1 month and a half, or I don't know how long will be. 12th of November until 28th, so, or before, it depends on Carabao Cup, it's 1 month and a half. So the influence is not... It's important for them, a minute for myself to see them, of course, but be themselves, have to play as good as possible, and that's all. So, no, I don't think the game time now will be take influence in 1 month and a half time. So I don't know how the people's going to come back for the World Cup, and I said many times, so I think club managers, players don't know exactly what is going to happen after World Cup. So come back, settle everyone here, and after take a look, and we'll see game by game.
Hi Pep. Phil Foden, I know he started in Dortmund last week, but he hasn't played from the start too many of the last few games. Is there a particular reason for that, just rotation?
No reason. Decide for anyone. When I take a decision, it's not for a particular reason. I decide for anyone else.
Hi, Pep. The World Cup, I know you don't want it really for your players, but for you, is it an actual chance to recharge your batteries?
Yeah, definitely. Like international breaks in October, November, September, October, November, normally, yeah. For all the staff, not just myself, the staff, backroom staff, is good to take a break, yeah. Unfortunately for the players, cannot happen.
And so when you're doing that, will you be identifying maybe some things about the team that you can improve, that maybe you've seen so far?
Yeah, the next few days just after the game, I don't look anything, but after, I talk with the staff and myself and see review, individual, collective. I have more time to analyze. Yeah, it's better. We have 1 week 10 days, always you have time to refresh your minds and everything.
A couple of seasons ago, I think it was, when you won the title, but you had a bad patch and you said that it was because you identified that, I can't remember exactly the way around, but the players weren't moving enough without the ball, and you had this big... Is there anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes happen because when you have every game every 3 days, you don't have time to review the match, maybe the previous game. You don't have time too much to training. Yeah, sometimes you need time to realize, even ourselves, to realize what do you think is what happened, and take a little bit distance. Just for the time for the timing for the game by game is good, really good.
Pep, so just on Phillips and Walker again, like Martin said, do you think it's unlikely Kalvin and Kyle especially will be fit enough for the World Cup?
Well, it's likely.
You think it's likely they will be fit?
Yeah. The way they recover, yeah.
Right, okay.
But I don't know the intention for Gareth, but likely. I think he spoke with the players quite regularly and with the doctors, and they know exactly better than me what happened. But what I hear in the dressing rooms, likely can be ready.
And both obviously desperate to be fit.
I would say, yeah. The World Cup, you don't play World Cup every week.
Yeah. And just on, you mentioned Abu Dhabi, possibly like a winter trip. Is that arranged, or you might spend maybe a week there?
Yeah.
Is that all arranged then?
No, we try.
Yeah.
We try, but maybe instead to be 2-3 weeks, 3 weeks for these guys in a winter time here in Manchester. Like everybody knows, it's not take a break even for the staff. Go there and training there, good training sessions there in a good weather. In the place where our owners are there, so maybe we're going to do it. Yeah.
So maybe at some point in December, early December.
Yeah, I would say right after or a few days after we come back from this 1 or 10 days off. When after Brentford will be 1 or 10 days off for the people to stay here. When we restart, maybe a few days here and after we travel there. But it's not 100% confirmed, but we're going to try.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.